Is Todd over the top? I can never tell. Here's a look at McFarlane Toys. DC Multiverse, the Batman and Robin, Red Platinum Edition, the Riddler, final suits. Faces off against two foes, the schizophrenic, horribly scarred former District Attorney Harvey Dent, aka Two-Face, and the Riddler, a disgruntled ex-Wayne Enterprises inventor seeking revenge against his former employee by unleashing his brain-sucking weapon on Gotham City's residents. As the Cape Crusader also deals with tortured memories of his parents' murder, he has a new romance with psychologist Chase Meridian. And here I thought I read that right. Before, though, we get a closer look at the DC Multiverse Batman Forever Riddler final suit, not Batman and Robin, you dolt. Let's take the tape measure and see how tall the figure stands. Don't be so hard on yourself. If the tape measure is going to tell us anything, it's going to tell us that Riddler's going to, first of all, using the same body as the original Riddler, but it's also that the figure is going to stand at 7 inches in height, or roughly 18 centimeters tall. Yes, to anyone with a little bit of knowledge, and we all know what knowledge makes us, you can clearly see, though, that they're using the exact same body as the original Riddler. Different, obviously, deco, different head sculpts altogether, but the exact same bodies. Let's bring in as well Two-Face. Obviously, we see the two at the end of the film. Let's also see Batman in his new futuristic prototype suits, which I thought was kind of lame. And here's also what he looks like with the Boy Wonders Robin. There are a few little white lies when it comes to the trading card that comes included with Riddler. First, that on the front of the card, they've only just really used the screenshot taken from the entire Batman Forever poster. Unfortunately, it's not at all Riddler in his final suit, so what we're only getting treated to is Jim Carrey with this hairstyle and this color of suits. On the back, though, the lies continue. There's no mention at all of Batman confronting Riddler in his final confrontation in Riddler's big, giant, blender headquarters. If anything, it tells us it's just a basically synopsis of the entire movie of Batman Forever. That's okay. I'm going to move the card off to the side. This is, in fact, the same card that we already got with that previous Riddler, so you're only doubling it up and double downing on the same card. Riddler does also, of course, come included with a display stand. Not much different, really, here for the display stand. You got the black logo down below. And in walking distance, of course, you got the peg that can plug into either one of Riddler's boots. Either one. Not both. Not both. Either one. As for his accessories, the figure does also come included with the cane that we see at the end of the film, where Batman has to choose between Chase and the Boy Wonder. Now, there's a little button that activates the trap door in the bottom of their cages. He happens to press both, and they both plummet to what he expects to be their death. This happens to be, though, the Riddler cane that we got with the earlier release. The handles are similar. I mean, clearly they're not using the same molding. And one wall being a question mark, the other question mark contains a skull. That's very cool. Both canes can clearly be held in his hands. The figure does also have a couple of swappable hands. I guess to be fair, though, I left them off to the side. I've got some tape still on them as well. Why did I forget these hands? Yeah, we'll just put the hands back in there. The figure does have swappable hands. He does. With the ends of the forearms already being occupied by gripping hands, obviously it's so easy now just to take the cane, slide it in there. Riddler can have it kind of, what does he do? He kind of has it behind his back at one point. That's, of course, when he tells Batman, knowledge is power, then a god am I. Or again, you can just have it strung across his shoulder. To help that as well, the figure does also come include a gestured hand, and he also comes with a closed fist hand. Again, can then just be swapped out with the ends of the forearms. As for Riddler himself, taking the staff and removing it for right now, we'll start things first, obviously, with his head sculpt. To compare both versions of Carrey, I think the head sculpts are fine, and I think when I even looked at the original Riddler, I thought that the head sculpt was one of the better ones that we've got. The new one obviously has a completely different hairstyle altogether. Somehow, though, Riddler, with the amount of time that he's had, maybe all that knowledge has grown his hair much longer, because not much time really elapses in the movie where he'd be able to grow his hair this long. I will say, though, one thing about the hair color, it's not really quite the same color. In the movie, though, it's a very dark pinkish red. In the figure, however, though, it gives us a much more pinker red. It looks actually like he's got all this cotton candy for hairstyle. I really don't like cotton candy. Cotton candy is one of those things where you think you really want to get it at a carnival. Then you start to kind of take the first bite. It dissolves in your mouth. You get your sticky fingers. You get the sticky bag. After a while, you're just like, why did I even waste the money to get this? I kind of really feel the same way about candy apples. I never think I really want to get a candy apple. Then I get one. Then I realize why I never really should have grabbed a candy apple. I'm wasting all this time in this review. I know in the end you guys really only want to see the figure. So, for the figure, Again, we got the question mark mask on the one side. The original Riddler never would have had that, right? The silver and the green is pretty close to the film. I don't know if it's as shiny as what we're getting presented here. The head sculpt's good as well. The only thing I would really say, though, is I just don't think the hair color is the right color. As for the rest of the body, though, he wears more of a lighter silver. There's a lot of glitter on the Riddler suit in the final act. Though, unfortunately, we don't get as much of that here in the figure itself. We get the question marks. You may be able to see as I kind of hold it up to light, there are little specks of gold on there. So he does get the glitter, but the suit is so much more textured in the movie. I guess it still arrives on pretty close of a suit. It looks good from head to toe. One thing, too, is I think they've done a better job of like placing the question marks. The original Riddler had the question marks, I felt, really close together. The new one seems to do a better job of having larger question marks, and they're a little further away from one another. They're not so squished together. I mean, obviously, too, when it comes to printing these figures, you can't really do too much here because obviously these are just separate pieces. Arms are a lot harder thing to pull off as well, so they can only generally do them on sleeves. And in this case, obviously, you don't have it on the back of his body. But I think for what we get for the budget going into printing, all of these nice little metallic question marks go a long way. And I think overall, it makes the figure look really good. Like, the thing about it, though, is that the suit almost does have like a translucency to it. Almost as if they've used the like a opaque, or I guess transparent, right? Suit. Not that I'd be able to shine a light source behind. Do I have a light source? I just happen to have myself. Oh, I just dropped to Two-Face. Let's grab a light source. Not that it's really going to make much of a matter. Let's just shine behind it. Can you see it? Okay. Maybe it's not a translucent plastic. It certainly does look that way. Maybe not also shine the light in front of the viewer's eyes. For the rest of the lower half of the body, yeah, it's exact same footwear as well. The only thing, again, they've done differently is just instead of painting the loafers in dark green, they've done it in the metallic green instead. Now, I don't get too much. I don't really remember actually what footwear he's wearing in the movie. I mean, we sort of see him sitting in his throne, and then he's kind of like walking around. He's saying all these things to Batman, and Batman tries to stump him with a riddle. I would imagine, though, the footwear is probably accurate to that of the movie. Even if it isn't, I mean, I think for the most part we get ourselves a pretty good-looking Riddler. Don't love the hair. I think the hair color is one thing that they probably could have done better. But I think overall, other than that, the figure looks pretty good. For Riddler's articulation, if you're familiar with the other Riddler, then you'll be familiar with this Riddler. Head is going to be on a ball joint, so it allows the head to rotate all the way around. The head can look down that far and look up, and you can also move it back and forth. As for his arms, they rotate all the way around, no issues there at all. You can bring those arms out. I wouldn't be comfortable to say 90 degrees. If you really want to get 90, you'd have to force it. Most of the time, the figure's arms... Actually, you know what? Let's put him down here for a second. Just get him to stand. Stand. There we go. I just want to grab Riddler. Yeah, the other Riddler... Oh, this arm actually moved a lot easier. Maybe it's just a case I had to force it. If it's telling me don't go any further, I'm probably willing to listen to the joint. So I can't really quite get 90 degrees. It's not to say it doesn't exist. I just can't move it that way. The figure does have a bicep swivel, double hinge on the elbow. Yeah. And the hands rotate all the way around. Upper torso ball joint. Further from that, the Joker does also have an abdomen that does the same. Technically as well, you can also rotate these. I mean, you could really rotate them all the way around. There's no issues there at all. Legs split out. They're fine. You can bring them back. Bring them forward, I should say. You can bring them back about that far. Swivel at the top of the thigh. Double hinge on the knee, really super tight. There's one thing obviously I'm going to talk about. You probably can already see for yourself too. Tight knees. Not so tight when it comes to his ankles. They move back and forth. Ankle pivot, toe articulation. The one elephant in the room, if there was to be an elephant in Riddler's giant lair, is that, yeah, the coloring of his knees and really the coloring of his elbows are really one thing from a plastic standpoint that is a different density and a different color. It's far enough away, like if you're looking at it like this, you don't notice it as much. Up close, though, you can notice that it even feels different, too. It doesn't have like the smoothness that the rest of the plastic seems to have. But they probably chose to use this kind of plastic just so that knees wouldn't buckle or crack. I don't know if this kind of plastic would be all that smart when it comes to joints, and that's one of the reasons, I'm sure, that they've used this color of plastic. Did want to point it out, too, because I'm sure you guys probably already noticed it for yourselves. All in all, though, good-looking Riddler. He does, miss his mark when it comes to some of the colors being accurate. I think like they've done their best to do their best when it comes to like getting the suit to look like it somewhat does at the end of the movie. I mean, I think though it's an improvement from the original Riddler. Riddler had a good colored costume. I think one of the biggest problems with that original figure, while I did think the head sculpt was good, like the question marks were all sort of squished, small together and really squished together. This Riddler at least does the better job of spreading some of those question marks out. And of course, if you want to have them displayed, you can bring back in Two-Face. Love the look of that Two-Face. I don't know if we're ever going to be getting the jogging at night light up jacket Riddler. But, I mean, we've already got 2 Riddlers down so far, and maybe while Todd still has the license, that might still be a carry that may surface. I like the look of the Riddler. I thought he was kind of cool in the film. I mean, he's Jim Carrey, so expect a Jim Carrey performance anytime Jim Carrey, unless he does dramatic roles. He's not so bad in some dramatic roles. But I think he did a fine job, even though Tommy Lee Jones still hated Jim Carrey with a passion. I like the look of these figures. I like that he also comes included with the proper cane accessory. Pretty happy that I finally picked this one up and added to the collection. I think we all had a safe assumption when we first got that Jim Carrey mold that the mold was going to then get used again. Be a harder thing, obviously, to pull off when it comes to his jogging at night jacket. But yeah, the final suit that he has in the movie isn't that far different from the original suit that he has. I mean, just to mold it in a different plastic, just to add different colored question marks and a brand new head sculpt is all essentially the same things that they had to do to give us the figure that they did. Obviously, they would have had to tool a brand new head. I think the head is okay. I don't think that the hair is the right color, but I know that's something I said a couple of times already in this review. I think it gets the job done. He does also, of course, come included with the cane that he has at the end of the film. He doesn't really have any other accessories, but then again, I don't think he really needed to have any other either. When it comes to this trading card, I do kind of wish, though, at least, not that, I mean, it's not a deal breaker, obviously. I can't say, oh, yeah, this trading card was the thing that ruined my life. But the trading card, I think, could, if anything, they probably could have taken a screenshot from the film and not just used the same one that they did already. Now, to be fair, though, that this is technically a DC Multiverse Red Platinum Edition. Red Platinum Editions don't always tend to have the different cards. A lot of times they just use the same cards from the previous figure they did before. They did that, so I can't fault that. In the end, though, I'm less bothered by the trading card. I'm happier, though, I finally have the final look of the Riddler before, of course, Batman beats him. I don't know if we're going to be getting that very large... Remember, he's got that kind of elephant headman kind of thing going on at the end of the movie where he absorbs too much intellect. I wonder if we're ever going to be getting a figure like that. If it would be the case, I'm sure it's probably going to be like a gold label collection. Maybe it will be a Red Platinum edition, even though we already have a Red Platinum. What comes after Red Platinum? How do you like double up a Red Platinum? Maybe it'll be like Purple Platinum. I don't know. Either way, though, if what you guys think of the new Riddler, let me know down below in the comment section. I know, again, while still using the same mold, is it a good use of this mold? And is this one you guys could see picking up and adding it to your shelf space? If you guys did enjoy this video, you can do it a solid and throw it a like. You guys want to stick around for more so? Yeah, I hope so. Hit that subscribe, my friends, my colleagues. Turn on that bell so you're going to get the reminders every single time a new video posts. And make sure, as the third step, you're coming back to this channel. This channel may not be the big, giant, very easy to spot Blender Island, but it should be a pretty easy channel to find. This channel's got, after all, almost 11,000 videos. I can't even imagine that. 11,000 videos. That's a long time, and a lot of videos the guy behind the camera has been making. As always, guys, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.